Gary Kyriazi of Los Angeles, author of a book, The Great American Amusement Parks. During his research, he's ridden in as many as 80 roller coasters all over the country in just a 4-week period. Now, this is a very fascinating book on the history of the Great American Amusement Parks, including their major attraction, roller coasters. Now, Gary, roller coasters are actually one of the oldest features of amusement parks. They long predate the present theme parks like Disneyland and Magic Mountain.
Oh, they sure do. The first one appeared in 1884, as a matter of fact, on New York's Coney Island, which was where roller coasters and amusement parks got started. It was invented by a Sunday school teacher. And really, since then, there's been a non-stop, what I call, race for the ultimate roller coaster, which has developed into what we have now with the different theme parks, particularly here in California, who are all out there, you know, kind of shooting for the best roller coaster.
I guess the early ones were all wooden, weren't they?
Yes, they were. And as a matter of fact, the steel roller coasters were developed in the late 60s and particularly in the middle 70s when they started going upside down.
Oh, was that the primary reason, not for safety?
No,
There's no difference in safety between wooden and steel?
It's the type of ride you want. I tell people, if you want to have tight turns and go upside down, you ride in a steel roller coaster, and if you want long stomach-losing drops, you go on a wooden roller coaster.
They represent roller coasters to a very high degree of engineering capability.
Oh, yeah, yeah. They, as a matter of fact, a roller coaster now is built in the engineer's room. I mean, before they even break ground, they know exactly what the roller coaster is going to do and how fast it's going to go. And
I guess roller coasters appeal to the fundamental adventuresome spirit of people who want to get to as close to the edge of danger without actually going over the precipice.
This is it. I found people love to be frightened the same way they like to go into a horror movie, say for 2 hours. They're going to be scared to death knowing they're going to come out okay. They want to hop on a roller coaster and for 2 minutes be scared silly, but know in the back of their mind they're going to get off okay. And not only that, but I think people need to scream, and a roller coaster is the only place in public where you can scream and it's acceptable.
There have been roller coaster tragedies and fatalities, haven't there, over the years?
Yeah, and you know, Harold, about 99.9% of the time, it is, unfortunately, the fault of the rider. If people just obey the rules, which are very well posted, which say keep hands and arms inside, don't stand up, particularly don't stand up, just follow those rules and you'll come back safely all the time.
We have a scene, some scenes here of one of the most spectacular of the roller coasters, and which one is this?
Oh, yeah, this is Colossus up at Six Flags Magic Mountain in Los Angeles, and this is one of the largest roller coasters in the world as we go down the first drop there. In fact, that drop is 115 feet. It really, as you can see here, is a very smooth sailing roller coaster. Top speed reaches about 63 miles an hour at the bottom of hills, like right here. And it's really a terrific ride. In fact, it's definitely one of the best roller coasters I've been on.
This is the one with that.
No, this doesn't go up. This is a wooden coaster, so it doesn't go upside down.
The Colossus is a wooden coaster.
Right, right.
And it's the wooden coasters that permit the most precipitous drops, more precipitous than steel.
Right, because a wooden roller coaster train kind of sits on the tracks. Now, it's protected, of course. It has upstop wheels underneath it to keep it from flying off. But a steel roller coaster grips the tracks, which is why wooden coasters drop better, because they're sitting on the tracks. Whereas, you know, obviously they can't go upside down or make as tight turns as a steel one. See, here we're concentrating on the ups and downs. You know, you have like 0 G-forces at the tops of hills, and then kind of increase to maybe 2.
Now, there was a fatality on Colossus, wasn't there, last year?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Is that why it was shut down for several months? It just was recently reopened after a modification program of redesign costing about $2 million?
That's right, $2 million. Yeah, the shutdown was totally isolated from the accident. It was redesigned because the original design of Colossus really gave a rough ride. It was safe, but it really, it's a matter of taste. I know a lot of kids like the rough ride, but when Six Flags bought the park last year, they decided that a rough ride was not the kind of coaster they wanted, so they redeveloped it. As you saw in the film we just saw, it was a very smooth ride, which is what the new Colossus is.
It gives you sort of a sensation of sailing. Huh?
Sailing right along. Oh, it's terrific, yeah.
That's in contrast with the old Belmont Park at Mission Beach roller coaster, which has been out of service now for several years, and there's an argument of whether it should be torn down or kept as a monument, sort of.
Right.
That was a kind of a rough ride.
It was a bone cruncher. I call them bone crunchers. In fact, they called it the Earthquake, which I thought was an adequate title. Again, it was a safe ride, but oh boy, yeah,
some people really like that, though.
This is it. Personally, I like smooth roller coasters. I like the smooth feeling. I don't like...
Okay, we also have a film here, which is narrated by Vincent Price, which includes some very old scenes of original roller coasters and original theme parks. So let's roll that now, and we'll hear Vincent Price. And this also tells about the hot dog.
Right, how it was invented on Coney Island.
Okay, are we ready for that?
In 1867, that the hot dog was invented by a young pie vendor named Charles Feltman, who experimentally put a Vienna sausage into a Kaiser roll. Now, he called his new food concoction Red Hots. But when a newspaper article questioned what the content of the meat was, the term hot dog was invented. Now, Coney Island's other famous invention came along in 1884, when a Sunday school teacher named Lamarcus Thompson invented the roller coaster. Even though it was just 30 feet high and 450 feet long, it caused wonderful shrieks and screams. And it became America's first thrill ride. From there on, it was non-stop madness. Soon Coney Island began to overflow with roller coasters and thrill rides, and by the turn of the century, it became America's first amusement center. Actually, Coney Island consisted of 3 separate amusement parks: Steeplechase Park, Luna Park, and Dreamland. Steeplechase Park's top bill ride was the Steeplechase Horse Race. Another strange contraption at Dreamland was called the Leapfrog Railway. The 2 cars didn't have anywhere to go but towards each other, but they took care of that. Luna Park featured the Shoot the Chutes. It was such a popular ride that even the elephants got in on it.
So that Loop-the-Loop is nothing new then.
That was 1895 that
and of course
opened up.
that's featured at Magic Mountain, isn't it?
Yeah, the Revolution, right.
What are your 10, you have 10 favorite wooden roller coasters that you've rated as a result of all your research, and 5 steel ones.
5 steel
ones. Can you reel them off?
Sure. Number 1 wooden roller coaster is the Coney Island Cyclone in New York City. Number 2 is the Twister in Denver. Number 3 is the Santa Cruz Giant Dipper in Northern California. Number 4 is the Beast in Cincinnati. Number 5 is Colossus, that we saw a slide there of just briefly. Number 6 is a Screamin' Eagle in St. Louis. Number 7 is the Great American Scream Machine in Atlanta. Number 8, the Racer in Cincinnati. And number 9 is Rolling Thunder at Great Adventure. It changes pretty often. And
where's that?
That's in New Jersey, right. And number 10 is the Gemini at Cedar Point in Ohio. And then the top 5 steel is the Shockwave at Six Flags Over Texas in Dallas. Number 2 is the Mindbender of Six Flags Over Georgia in Atlanta. Number 3 is the Revolution right up here at Six Flags Magic Mountain. And number 4 is the Super Duper Looper in Pennsylvania. Number 5 is the Loch Ness Monster in Virginia. Yeah, California is a good state for roller coasters. We've got 3 of them in here.
You have your own favorites, and I think that the some of the slides we just showed, can we show those slides again? If we can't, then could you...
Yeah, that's the Colossus, which just jumped up to number 5 on my top 10 list. And it's really a terrific ride. And that's the Revolution at Six Flags Magic Mountain that is number 3 on the top 5 steel list. And that is my number 1 all-time favorite wooden roller coaster, the Coney Island Cyclone. That was built
and that's a very old one, isn't it?
Built in 1927. Yeah, it's just a terrific ride. Nothing. I don't know if anything will come along the top, but so far nothing has.
And a lot of the history of the roller coasters, as well as of the amusement parks, are told in this book. But unfortunately, the book is probably not available in bookstores.
You can hunt it down with a little bit of luck, Harold, but I don't, you know, it's 4 years old. The book came out 4 years ago. That was really what got me started on that.
I want to thank you, Gary Kyriazi, for sharing with us the vicarious thrills of roller coasting as the summer season comes up, and a lot of people are going to look for those thrills. Right.